Hey TJ,
Hey Josh.
this is systematic ecology. Have you heard of this show before?
Never. What kind of show is it?
Ah, sweet. Well, it's one of your shows, your mini podcast. Yeah,
That doesn't make sense. I don't like
yeah,
podcasts.
yeah. We talk about the intersection of faith and fandoms. I know you don't listen to it; you just do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're here. We're doing part of a series of getting to know your host. Today, I'm talking to TJ Tiberius One Blackwell, otherwise known as Tiberius the Exceptionally Phenomenal. Yeah,
hmm
some there was before a Tiberius the Great, and just to really put him in his place, the real Tiberius has emerged. Yeah. So TJ, we're doing this geek podcast. What do you like to geek out on? What are your favorite fandoms?
Favorite? It's kind of hard to say. Favorite's kind of like my favorite fandoms are things that like don't have big fandoms. Like they
Perfect.
have a lot of fans, but like the fandom presence is barely there. Like uh, Apex Legends, definitely,
Yeah. Yeah. You talk
and
about that a lot.
Guilty Gear. Like it's just, but I'm all over the place. I like to. I'll get involved in almost anything.
Yeah. You really geek out on the color purple and then hearts, I suppose. Oh no, those are
Yeah,
hats.
those are hats. hmm
Hmm.
If you look,
Yeah.
so these top four are all black, and these three are also black, and this
You meet the
one,
red hearts are
that
black
one is also
hats.
black. Yeah,
Okay.
the shirt is black.
Yeah. TJ also is Mr. Purple from the Marvel comics, and also, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't make up too many things about you. People
Yeah,
probably want to
maybe not.
actually get to know. So Apex Legends. I know you're into some different anime. We're both big One Piece fans. What do you say is your favorite anime?
That's a really hard question.
True.
I I can give you some of my favorites. I cannot give you a number one
Ah, that
definitively.
that's fair.
Yeah, so like Hunter x Hunter, huge. Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece, of course, Vinland Saga, massive.
Yeah.
Um, Berserk's not on there because the anime is bad.
Hmm.
All of them are, except like the Golden Age movies. Those are super good.
Checks out. All right. So I also know you are. I can't remember. Why can't I remember the author's name? The Green Lantern run that you really like.
Geoff
That-
Johns.
Yeah, I was gonna say Geoff Johns, but that's for some reason that sounds like it's the name of a
Yeah,
superhero.
it sounds made up.
Yeah, yeah. Why do you love those comics so much? Tell me something about those.
I think he gets really creative with what the lanterns can do, and is as funny as it sounds, he's not afraid to shift focus from the Green Lanterns, and I think that helps most Green Lantern comic
Yes,
books.
true. Yeah. Yeah. So okay, Green Lanterns. We talked about some anime, Apex Legends. I know you're other video games. You're into a lot of games. What else? What else do they need to know that you're a big fan of?
Man, a little secret. My
Hmm.
most secret hobby
Hmm.
is remote control planes.
Yeah, I always forget about that one because I'm like TJ, ping pong master, hockey considering extraordinaire. I don't know. He likes hockey. He likes ping pong. He likes anime and games and a little bit of everything. TJ's the guy that I call when I'm like I just don't know something, and I'm like this seems random enough. He'll probably know that.
Yeah, I like to,
Yeah,
I like to be okay at everything.
yeah, yeah. He's
That's what I
a
strive for.
Tiberius the exceptionally phenomenal is also the Juan of many trades of all
Yeah.
trades. I don't know. Okay, so outside of just geeking out, fanding stuff, and doing systematic ecology, you also do a few other podcasts. I know you're getting ready to start a hockey podcast. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you and I both do the Whole Church podcast. How would you describe that? You're completely gone.
What? Can you repeat that?
You and I both do the Whole Church podcast together. How would you describe that podcast?
I think the whole church podcast is pretty good. It's we try to tackle issues, and by tackle I mean gently prod at and take no stance on. Uh,
Yeah.
really just to inform people, trying to get some opinions on how we can kind of work with one another instead of being at each other's throats as denominations. I think it does a lot of good. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
technically the
I think
owner.
so. Yeah. Our favorite church unity podcast. Yeah. So Whole Church Podcast, Systematic Ecology, some of the others were all part of the AMP network, Anazal Ministries podcast network. And each show has to have an owner. So when we do votes and stuff, so TJ is the owner of that. I'm the owner of Dummy for Theology. And Will is technically the owner of Systematic Ecology for the purpose of voting. Yeah.
Good.
I agree. But yeah, hockey. We mentioned you love hockey, you love ping pong. Tell us why you love them, and then I'll ask you about that podcast coming up.
So, hockey and ping pong, it's sort of the same. I wasn't super into. Well, they're not sort of the same, but I wasn't super into any like major professional sports coming out of high school, and I was like, I probably should, And hockey, I
Yeah,
thought was just the coolest one. So, like,
checks out.
I'm 17 years old, just graduated. It's like, it's time to get into hockey,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
from there, it's kind of history. Met some friends who also watched hockey at school at North Greenville University, and here we are.
yeah. He's not 17 anymore. For those wondering, I think you're 23 now. Is that right?
I'm 24 now.
24. God, I met TJ when he was like 9 or something. I was his camp counselor. That's a fun fact about
Yeah.
TJ.
Yeah. Fun
Yeah,
fact: Joshua groomed me into this.
into a podcaster. That's not true. It was, and if it is true, it was very unintentional. Yeah. But we just we became friends over the years because you started working the podcast. Then we were both workers together, and I was like, "Yeah, these dumb kids," and you're like, "Yeah, dumb kids." And I was like, "I remember when you were a dumb kid." And I was like, "Yeah, but you were never as bad as the other kids," which is pretty true. Yeah. So you talked about how you came to love hockey, and you said ping pong's pretty much the same. You're getting ready to start
I
a.
lied, to be
Oh, okay.
honest. Yeah,
Go ahead. I need to know more about ping pong.
ping pong is. I had pretty much never actually played it until I got to college.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
and yeah,
You're too good for that.
I don't agree, but I tried it out, and I realized that ping pong is like, to me, the pinnacle of uh, personal expression in a sport.
Hmm.
Every scenario, well, it's like it's like little tennis. If you're a huge fan of tennis, the way that makes you feel is like that, but small. I think you'll understand what I'm saying. There are so many different ways to express yourself while playing the game, and
Hmm.
it's extremely competitive. I'm very competitive.
Yeah,
So
everything you do is extremely competitive. To
yeah,
be fair,
I tried to get good at it. So
yeah, I feel I'm a little upset now. I spent the last year training so I could play ping pong with you and just score once in a game, and I still like barely scored once in a game. And you just started in college.
mhm.
It's not even that long ago for you.
Yeah, to be fair, that was like 6 years ago now.
I Wow, that's wild. Still crazy. So yeah, you're getting ready to start a hockey podcast that'll also be part of the AMP network. You want to tell us some about what that's going to be like? Who's doing it with you? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so my friend Avery, I'm gonna leave his last name a secret because it's cool.
Okay.
Uh,
All
but
right.
Avery and I, we are eventually going to start Hockey Night in Carolina. We're trying to get it off the ground. It's hard to schedule a time to like sit down and hash things out, schedule things. But we are going to start Hockey Night in Carolina, and it's going to be, our perspective as good old Southern boys on what's going on in the National Hockey League, whatever that may be at the time. We'll probably get a little content with it, rankings and those things.
Yeah.
Like top 10 best looking helmet logos for the season, stuff like that. We'll see.
Yeah. Probably talk about the games as they happen.
Not all of them. Nope. Can't pay me to do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a ton of hockey games. I one thing I didn't know though is Hockey Night in Carolina was a play on apparently a big hockey show that's Hockey Night in Canada.
Yep.
For us non-hockey people, that just kind of went over my head until you explained it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of ripping off Hockey in Canada. Not really. They do like news coverage of the games happening.
Yeah.
So
Y'all are going to be basically geeking out about hockey.
Yeah, more or less.
Perfect. All right. Well, is there anything else they need to know about you? A favorite scripture quote you want to end with?
No.
Ah, I thought you were
I
going to
will
do the one
say
about the
though,
swords.
yeah, the only devotion, well, I've led a bunch of devotions, not a
Yeah.
bunch compared to probably some of you and most of our other hosts, but every single time, I always do Luke 22:36.
Yeah. Which is,
I think by default that has to be my favorite Bible verse,
yeah,
just
that's
because that's the way it is.
that's the one where Jesus said, "Go get some swords."
Yeah, more or less. You know, he
Yeah.
who does not have a sword should sell his cloak and buy one.
Also, my one of my favorite verses is immediately after that when the disciples are like, but there's really only 2 or 3 here. I forget how many it was, and Jesus was like, "That'll do." That's too funny.
Yeah, I will
Good
say a
conversation.
couple more things that I feel like are kind of important to this. I
Yeah.
do read the Christian Standard Bible.
Yeah.
I feel like that
Yeah.
should have been one of
Your
the
favorite.
questions in all these videos. What version of the Bible do you read?
Yeah. I'm an ASB kind of guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Also, that's how people can tell when one of us was supposed to do the reading at the beginning of a whole church episode and we didn't. Is when we're if I'm reading CSB, TJ was supposed to be there, and if he's reading NASB, I was supposed to be there. Yeah, that's how that works.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
All right. Well, thanks for letting people get to know you. It's a good time.
yeah.
Thanks for letting me get to know you this last 15 years,
Oh, you're welcome.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been fun. Been real.
Do you know my favorite movie yet?
No, you don't either, do you?
No, I do.
Last time I asked you, I thought you said you didn't even know. What is it?
A secret? No, I'm kidding. Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart. I'm gonna say.
Ah, nice. I think that's a perfect ending. Everybody, go check out Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart. Is that right?
Yeah,
Did I say that right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Jack et la mécanique de cœur. Watch it in French. It's better.
Oh, is that where those songs that you listen to come from?
Probably.
Nice.